Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Time for an update on the D100 Custom. Look at that sweet rust. Not much, a little bit. Didn't comment path yet, but let's start underneath the truck first. There is the TKX 5-speed. Mounted up. Hydraulic clutch unit is in there. I don't know if we can show it to you. There it is. American Powertrain has it figured out. Let's see if I can get this thing to focus. Give you all the pieces of trans, bell housing, clutch. I actually got flywheel from them too. Hydraulic, throw-out bearing. They sent that Ford spacer. Well, it says it's to be used on some Chryslers. Let's see if I can't shine it up in here. There you go. There's your Ford spacer with the shaft that the clutch master cylinder. That's the spacer. This is the master cylinder. There's 2 shims underneath there to give me 150 thousandths of clearance. I actually have 164 thousandths of clearance between the throw-out bearing and the clutch fingers. You can watch their videos. They tell you how to measure to the face of the bell housing. On the transmission, you measure from the mounting flange out to the end of the clutch master. So that's all done. 164 thousandths of what my final measurement is. Ran my lines up in there. There's a reverse switch. I'm gonna turn the light back out. I still got to mount up these factory supports. I'll figure out what to do with them. I'm not sure yet. Floor's been painted underneath here in the truck. You're probably wondering how I did the trans mount. Let's take a note. Mechanical speedo. And then this is so you can't start it in gear. We'll talk about that later. Still got to work on this bracket too. I'm not sure. I'll eye that up. But here was the mount. Here's the final mount. Factory cross member. They had given me a new cross member on this. I hope you can see this okay. This is the factory Chrysler truck transmission mount. I cut the ears and welded 2 washers on to space it out further. And then there's 4 bolt holes across here. I used the 2 inner ones and the bolts go up in, and that's what bolts the tranny to the factory mount. Shifter, I moved into the rearmost position. I think in the previous video I had this in the front position. I didn't like, it was almost too far forward. So 10 millimeter bolts, you pop them, spun this around 180 degrees, drop it back in. I redid my cut here on the floor, brings the shifter closer to the seat, and there we go. So the factory cross member's in. If I can, I like to reuse the factory parts. So if this would break, I can go get the Chrysler 3-speed transmission mount. Now I would, if I was in a pinch, I just have to cut the bolt holes open on the end, but I could get this to bolt back in, factory part. And we'll see how long it lasts. It's a quality piece, but we'll see if it gets torn up or not. You gotta try it, see what happens. That's bolted back in tight. There was the proportioning valve I talked about relocating. It used to be up in this area. The exhaust pipe right there would have been blown right down. Those lines came real close to it. So I got this moved back, put my new brake lines on, new brake line to the back. I do have to run the brake lines up to the master cylinder. You'll notice they're missing, but they're going to get run. Let's talk about gauges. Mechanical speedo. Can't use it anymore. Have to run a electronic because the transmission is electronic. Let me drop this thing down here quick, and we'll look at give you an update on the top. Get my jack out of the way here. got stuff all over the place right now working on this thing. All right. Let's look at the truck. Talked about the paint in the windshield in the last video. There's the roof. Not cut and buffed. I'm not a cut and buff guy. Clear base coat, clear coat. This, I just set this in here. This will come out, but if you look, it's all painted underneath there. This will come. I just set that there. The hood's down. I got to work on the dash and the gauges. That's the next thing. I'll redo my floor. So I have a smaller hole, transmission shifter. You'll see the old doors here, but the cream is on the pillar. It's on the roof. It's on the cowl. The whole roof flange, or the windshield flange, is all taken care of. Let's look around here. Yep, there's where I stopped painting the roof. Right across the line here. Did paint the drip edge. The drip edge is all painted, and that's been sealed at the top. Nice. So that's where we're at right now in this thing. Roof. I painted in the door jamb the whole way around. But now I gotta work on the dash. I gotta figure out the gauges to put an electronic speedo back in it. Dash is repainted black, make that look nice. Let's get over here. And there we go. Roof looks good. A-pillars look good. Flange looks good. Door jambs look good. Grabbing parts off the other truck. And that's my update. Next, I'm going to start working on the gauges. I need those before I need the induction system. So that's what I'm going to start working on. Any questions, post them in the comments. Like and subscribe if you can, please. And I'll keep you posted on the little D100 build. I'm hoping to be driving here in a couple weeks. All right. Thanks, guys.